One of my absolute favourite themes of LEGO is LEGO Space from 1978 to around the late 80s. In my opinion, the later sets weren't quite as good as the earlier ones. They seem to have lost something. One of the sets that seems to have eluded me over the years is this one here, Cosmic Fleet Voyager, model number 6985. These all seem to go for astronomical prices, and certainly been out of my price range, although very recently one popped up on eBay being sold by a charity, and it had its box and it was showing the instruction manual as well, and there was quite a few parts in the box looking at it, although it was sold as incomplete. So I placed a bid on this, a little bit higher than I would normally put on, with it being a charity, and I'm pleased to say I actually won it. I couldn't believe it, and here it is. So in today's video we're going to have a look at this set to see how I've done, to see how many parts are missing. Straight off the bat though, when I open this up, which you'll see in a moment in the video, the instruction manual was missing unfortunately. I did tell the seller about this because it was mentioned in the listing and there was a picture of it as well in the description. And they offered me a partial refund to cover the cost of a replacement instruction manual. Unfortunately these on their own can go for anything sort of £30 plus, so even they're not cheap. So let's have a quick look inside the box and see what's actually in here. I will do a complete inventory later on in the video to see just what's missing. I do have quite a lot of old LEGO Space spares, so hopefully anything that is missing isn't unique to this set. Unfortunately it is missing the plastic lid that goes over the top there. Now straight away I spotted some non-LEGO parts here. Those wheels don't belong with this, and there does seem to be a little bit too much LEGO here actually, so I suspect there may be actually a bit more than this one set. Two space base plates were included with this set which aren't actually with it, and this one unfortunately has been painted, and this other one here has been coloured in with pencil in the craters, so that one should be salvageable. So let's take a quick look at the technical specs of the set from back in the day, but before we do that I can now mark this as I own it, in brick set, another one for the collection. So as I mentioned before, this set's name is Cosmic Fleet Voyager, but it's also known as Taurian Ore Carrier. Released in 1986, pieces 413, minifigs 4. To buy this new today, sealed, 2,498, wow, and to buy it used, 215. And that's in UK pounds. According to Brickset, 1,920 members own this set, and 1,586 want it. So let's take a quick look at the box. Not in too bad a shape. A little bit more worn around the back there, bent over slightly, but on the back there you can see some of the alternative builds. Again, LEGO did this many times over the years, but there were no instructions for these. You were expected to use your own imagination, much to the frustration of some children and parents. I must say those alternative builds do look very interesting, especially that top left one and the bottom right really appeals to me. The flap though is still attached, as I mentioned before. The top plastic cover is missing unfortunately, which helps keep all the parts in place. And there you can see some alternative builds. The tray is starting to yellow on this and it is cracked in places. I'm not sure how much longer it will last. Around the side of the box there you can see the barcode and some pictures of the ship, along with a Toys R Us sticker there. Unfortunately the price is missing. I must say I do like these early boxes, the way they let you see what's inside. It made it a lot more exciting, it made you want it even more. And this one's recommended for ages 9 years and up, so I should be okay. Okay, it's time to do an inventory of this set and find out what we've actually got here. I'm going to be using a site called Peeron. You can type in the model of any LEGO set and it will bring up all the parts that are included in the set, all the model numbers as well, so you can search by part number. So let's have a look through it, shall we, see what we've got here. It's bound to be a load of non-LEGO parts, I'm expecting it. As I mentioned before, there's quite a bit here. I suspect there's at least another set amongst all this. So let's get started. So to begin with, I've gone through the box of LEGO here and picked out what I think goes with this set. The only non-LEGO I found was this little pile here, 4 wheels and some blue blocks and a white plate. Here in this picture is what I have out of the box of LEGO that came that's actually for this set. Doesn't look like much, does it, when you see it all laid out like this, although the minifigs aren't included here, and I am still missing some parts. On the right hand side there you can see the checklist that I've gone through, and I ticked off all that I have and left blank what I don't have or that I'm short of. It's a shame that the appear on site doesn't have a little part actually. You can do a tick box and put your quantities in. And here is what's left over that does not belong to this set. Can't see just one set here. Actually looking at it, it looks like there might be 2 or 3 different space sets, and even a couple of new pieces from sets from the 90s. Next up was time to go through all my spare parts, my stash, and find all those parts that I'm missing, and fingers crossed I have them all. And this is what I found in my spare parts. Unfortunately I did have to substitute the 2 Technic pin bricks there from old grey to the darker grey. Also I had to add a grey end to one of those white hoses, and some of the tools I only had in certain colours. And unfortunately I only had 1 red trans aerial spare, so I had to take another one from another set until I can buy one. And of course 1 minifig was missing. It's hard to believe that this set is almost 40 years old, and I wonder how many times it was built and taken apart and how much fun was had with it over the years. So now that we have all the parts, it's time to get this thing built. Been really looking forward to this actually. Never actually seen one of these up close before, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes together. I don't have the original instruction manual, haven't bought one yet, but I've managed to find one online. So I think I'll build this in the animation style. And here it is, complete. I must say I absolutely love this set. Some eagle-eyed viewers may notice I missed out a couple of parts actually during the build, but I've since added them in. And there's a little vehicle there. I also managed to find 2 grey parts there that I was missing in my stash, though these do have the Technic hole in the centre for the pins. The originals don't. A couple of the minifigs are a little bit beat up, but they are nearly 40 years old. As you go through life you do get a bit beat up, don't you? And these have probably been played with quite a lot. But yes, this is an absolute spectacular model, and I must say I think it's one of my favourite in the Classic Space series. Let's take a closer look at some of the features. The ship comes apart in 2 sections. At the front there you've got the main ship, and at the back the science lab. Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway. Little door there to get inside. And there's down a view inside the ship. I like the way it lights up yellow because of the trans yellow windows. I do like that this model's enclosed. A lot of the space sets were kind of open plan, weren't they? You can certainly have some good adventures with this. I'll be dropping off that science lab on the planet's surface, and having the ship in orbit somewhere, waiting to come back down and rescue anybody, might be attacked by some aliens. Quite a large area inside actually. The top opens up as well so you can get into it. Not sure if there's supposed to be another part actually on that 2-star blue brick there. Maybe I missed something. Got 2 computer consoles in there. Lots of room for adding any extras. I must say I do love those windows there. I've been making out those with like a bulkhead that can get blown out and suck one of the astronauts into space. That part there is one of the parts I missed actually, where it connects. And I love those parts there, they're my absolute favourite. They actually come in some other classic space sets as well, in black and old grey. And there you have 2 canopies you can open up to gain access to the front. So much room in this set, so many options there for modding this and adding more computer consoles. And you've got some more windows here on the side as well, and some bulkheads there to blow out. And here's a better view of the inside. This does actually hinge open at the top as well. So there you have it, LEGO set 6985 Cosmic Cruiser from 1986. And I must say I absolutely love this set. I know I've said it already, but I really do love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. Probably why it's so sought after. Maybe there weren't many made, who knows. Or a lot of people were probably just keeping hold of it. There were some parts missing in the end, but luckily I pretty much had them all, apart from just a couple of colour substitutions. There were some damaged parts in the set, unfortunately, due to sun bleaching, but 2 of those long Technic pin studs that went underneath looked like they didn't even belong with the set because the fading was in a different area and wasn't exposed whilst the set was built. But I shall go through my stash again and try and replace those some other time. Some parts were quite dirty as well. I probably should have given this a good clean actually before I assembled it. I did clean some of the parts that were quite bad, but I didn't notice some of the others until I was building it. After the partial refund, I paid about £85 all in for this. All things considered, I don't think I got a bad deal, despite some of the parts being quite dirty and damaged, and also taking into account those missing parts. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that with me. I really enjoyed making it, and I love doing the animation, although it is quite time consuming. Well, I guess that just leaves me to say, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to consider looking at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm usually buying something on eBay to relive that nostalgia, and I have plenty more videos planned for the future. Thanks for watching.